Hi, and in this video, I'm going to share 4 things a man needs to feel to fall in love with you. Hi there, Matt Shaffer, your empowerment, connection, and relationship coach. I'm a former attorney who's committed his life to supporting you and having the sort of fun, fulfilling, dynamic connections and relationships with men that you are so worthy of. And I am so excited about this video. I'm going to be unpacking the 4 crucial things that a man must feel in order to fall in love with you. And I'm going to be sharing how you can activate and look for those things in men that you're dating and getting to know. Okay, it's going to be a great window into the minds of men. But before we do that, be sure to hit that little subscribe button if you haven't already, and you're definitely going to want to click the link in the comments and caption because I have an amazing free gift for you. I'm going to be doing a free live love course called Mastery of Connection starting October 10th, okay? This course is designed to help you transform your relationships from the inside out. So it's going to help you have much better relationships with men and everyone else in your life, okay? It's going to feature 15 video lessons around beliefs and attachment style and personality type, as well as over 50 hours of live coaching, live group coaching with me. So if you have questions about men and relationships and everything, come on into the course. I would love to support you. It's going to be an amazing transformational experience, and you have nothing to lose because it is absolutely free. So be sure to head over to masteryofconnection.com and sign up there, or just click that link in the comments and caption, and we're going to have an amazing time. I hope to see you there. And without further ado, let's dive into the video. Now, an important concept to understand as we dive into these 4 feelings is the interdependence of the masculine and the feminine. Basically, what that means is that there are certain feelings that both men and women are craving that the other inspires within them. This isn't codependence. This isn't like us needing each other in some unhealthy way. This is just the simple truth that men and women inspire each other in very specific ways, right? And one of the deepest things that the masculine is craving from the feminine is freedom. So as you go through these 4 feelings we're going to unpack, recognize that all of them are leading a man to feel more free and more empowered in his own life. So now let's dig into it. Now, the 4 things a man needs to feel can be broken down into an acronym called RAISE. That's R-A-S-E. And the R stands for respected, but not just any type of respect. A man needs to feel respected for what he is creating in the world, for his mission, for his vision, for his passion, right? And it's a huge part of our identity. It's a huge part of what makes us tick and what motivates us in our lives. And in order to emotionally connect with and open to a woman, we really need to feel like she gets that and she understands and she celebrates it. So in my own life, right, I have a huge vision. My vision is to help men and women across the world have better relationships, to understand and connect with each other at the deepest possible level. And a huge part of what's helped me fall in love with my amazing partner, Callie, is that she has, from the very beginning, she's seen and honored and cherished and been in full support of that vision in my life, right? And so, what is your relationship with a man's vision and purpose, right? How can you show him that you're celebrating that and that you're 100% in support of it, right? One great way is to demonstrate that you're interested in it. Ask him questions. If he is obsessed with space travel or architecture or whatever it is that he's really into, ask him questions. Demonstrate that you're curious. Demonstrate that it's something that you want to learn more about because you know it's important to him. And another really powerful way to show that you respect what he's up to in the world is to give him the space to pursue it. This is so critical, right? Because men, we are single-focused creatures and we need time and space to focus on what it is that we're building and creating. And one of the greatest things you can do, one of the greatest gifts you can give us when you're getting to know us is to take a step back and give us the time and space we need to do our work, to be in our mission, to be in our vision. Like, for example, in my life, right? For me to record these videos, for me to do these course launches for you, to do all this stuff, it takes a lot of time and energy. And Callie is so good about honoring my need for time and space in order to do the work that means so much to me. And I also have to speak to the other side of this, right? One of the worst things you can do, one of the things that's most repellent to men, is if you try to come between a man and his mission. If you feel insecure, if you feel like a man's purpose or mission is sort of like pulling away from the relationship, or it's a threat to your relationship, and you try to get between him and what it is that he's wanting to build and create, that's going to end up having him resent you, and he's going to probably push you away. I know in my own life, I've had women that have been very threatened by the fact that I work with women and that I am committed to helping women have better relationships, right? And I've had women try to pull me away from this work, and that has resulted in the end of every one of those relationships. So ladies, be secure in yourselves and support a man with whatever he's up to in the world, and it is going to make a huge difference in him falling in love with you. Now, the second thing a man needs to feel to fall in love with you is the A in raise. It is acknowledged. And not just any type of acknowledgement, but acknowledged for his actions, right? I want you to think of a man like a caveman who's constantly looking at you and beating his chest and saying, "Me do good, me do good." The masculine is constantly looking for validation and acknowledgement for you for his actions, right? So I want you to ask yourself, with any man that you're seeing or getting to know, what has he done right lately? And how can I acknowledge him? Can I acknowledge him through a verbal thank you? Hey, I really appreciate how hard you work in the pursuit of your vision. I really appreciate you taking care of, that issue we had with our child or whatever, right? What does it look like for you to verbally acknowledge, or just to hold him and give him some physical acknowledgement for what it is that he has done for you in his life, right? Men, a lot of times we feel like we've been taken for granted. We feel like we've been taken for granted, and what we're craving from you, what's going to help us lower our walls and open up to you fully, is to feel like you're acknowledging and celebrating us for all the actions we take all day to create a great life and a great relationship for both of us. Right. My partner, Callie, is amazingly good at this. She's constantly thanking me for every little thing I do around the house, like especially me just like picking up after myself and stuff that when I was single, I wasn't so good at it, right? But by her acknowledging me for every time that I did it, it's helped me develop better habits. So by keeping a man in a nice acknowledgement loop for things that you're enjoying that he's doing right, it's going to reinforce that he should continue that behavior, and it's going to help activate him and empower him and help him open his heart to you even more. Now, the third emotion that a man needs to feel, and the S in raise, is safety. Surprisingly enough, right? But this is so important, because just as the feminine, right? The feminine is craving physical safety from the masculine, that sort of like physical sense of safety and groundedness. The masculine is craving emotional safety from the feminine. Because see, in our lives as men, we don't have a lot of outlets for emotional safety. Like, we really don't. We don't have a lot of outlets for vulnerability. We can't really be vulnerable with our friends, right? We can't really have vulnerability with our families anymore. But in you have the power to be a man's emotional sanctuary, to give him a space where he can feel safe to be vulnerable, to share what's in his heart, to share his fears and all that stuff that he doesn't feel like he has a place to share it anywhere else. So how do you do this? How do you cultivate the sense of emotional safety for men? Well, one of the best ways to do it is through leading by example, by sharing your own feelings, by speaking into your feelings, your good feelings, your bad feelings. Today was rough. I'm feeling a little beat up, right? Like, just, oh my gosh, today was the best day. I feel so amazing. I'm feeling scared right now because of X, Y, and Z. Just putting words on your feelings and demonstrating to him, hey, this relational container is a place where it's okay to talk about how we feel. By you modeling that and sharing that with him, you're also making a sort of indirect invitation for him to start speaking feelings back to you as well. And the other great way to cultivate this vulnerability and emotional safety is by inviting him to share his feelings. So if he's just sharing with you the things that happened in his day, okay, I had work, and then I had this meeting, and then I had to give this presentation that I wasn't prepared to give because they had pitched it on me last minute. While he's in the middle of that story, just telling you the to-do list of the things that happened in his day, interrupt that and be like, oh, wow, so you had to do a meeting with no prep? Well, how did that feel? That must have been pretty scary, right? How did it feel to have to do that? Just ask him how he's feeling. If he comes home and he just looks tired or sad, ask him, hey, how's it going? How are you feeling? You seem like you had a hard day. Like, a lot of times, man, we have this story that no one cares about our feelings. No one cares how we feel, right? We've been conditioned since childhood a lot of times to suppress our feelings and to not share them because they're weakness, or they represent weakness in a lot of ways, right? But if you can demonstrate that you really are interested in his feelings and that you're a safe place for him to share his feelings, it's going to help create a sense of safety, right? So you invite him to share his feelings, and then you hold space for them without judgment. Okay, so important. But if you can do this, then he's going to start opening up to you more and more, and that is going to lead to him falling for you in a totally deeper way. And the fourth thing a man needs to open his heart to you, the E in raise, is excitement. And this is so critical. If you want a man to fall in love with you, it is absolutely essential that he be excited about you and about the possibility of being in deeper relationship with you. And excitement is the definition of freedom. It's the freedom that the masculine is craving from the feminine. We want to be so excited to be in relationship with you that we want to put down all the heaviness of our lives and just be in the experience of connecting with and getting to know and being in love with you. And if you've already activated these other three feelings for him, if he feels respected for his mission and his passion in the world, if he feels acknowledged for his actions on both the small and the large scale, and he feels emotionally safe with you, like he can be vulnerable with you and open up to you, chances are he's going to feel excited. He's going to feel excited about spending time with you and about co-creating experiences with you, because that other E, experience, is a huge part of what creates excitement for the masculine. One of the greatest magics that the feminine has with the masculine is helping us just co-create an experience to get us out of our head and into our body and get us really present on an experience that we're having with you, just to play with you. Is very exciting. I know in my relationship with Callie, it's just so beautiful to be able to stop thinking about work, stop thinking about my business, stop thinking about all the things I'm building and doing, and just go play with her. Just go on a hike down to like a river near our house, or to dance, or to go get dinner and try a new restaurant. Just to have a really fun experience. That's exciting to me. It makes me excited to spend time with her, and it's a key component of what keeps me falling deeper and deeper in love with her every day. So as long as you are being a loving interruption to the masculine, you are helping to generate excitement for us. You're helping to pull us out of our head, get us into play, get us into new experiences. You're going to make us feel more and more excited about being in relationship with you, because to us, freedom is very exciting. Getting out of our own way, getting out of our own lives is super exciting. So I hope that these 4 key feelings, that you understood them, that they resonated with you. And just to review them really quickly, the first one is respected. A man wants to feel respected for his mission, for his vision, for his identity with what he's creating in the world, right? And you can do that by celebrating him, by letting him know that you appreciate, that by asking him questions to understand that. It's so important for you to demonstrate, hey, I see you, I see what you're up to in the world, and I'm behind it 100%. And the A stands for acknowledged for his actions. So are you acknowledging him and affirming him verbally, physically? Are you using his love language to really help him understand that you appreciate all the things that he's doing, both for himself and for you within the relationship? If you're doing that, it's going to help him feel more empowered, and it's going to make him love you even more. And the third thing he needs to feel is safety, emotional safety. Men don't have another outlet. So can you be his emotional sanctuary? Can you give him permission to be vulnerable with you and to share the things that he can't share with anybody else? Are you demonstrating that you're being vulnerable so that gives him him permission to be vulnerable, right? That's super important. And are you asking him about his feelings? A man might need to be invited into it, especially if he hasn't been vulnerable very often before. And the fourth thing is excitement, right? Are you inspiring a feeling of excitement in the man that you are connecting with or looking to get to know? If you are, he's going to be dropping into presence with you. He's going to be craving experiences with you. And as long as you're being that loving, playful interruption to the heaviness of his life, you're probably creating that excitement for him. So I hope that this video resonated with you. Be sure to hit that little subscribe button and be sure to click that link and come along into Mastery of Connection, my amazing free love course. It's 3 weeks long. It's going to feature 50 hours of live coaching with me plus 15 video lessons, and we start October 10th. You do not want to miss this amazing live experience. We're going to be helping you transform your relationships from the inside out. So I hope to see you there. And remember, it's absolutely free. You have nothing to lose. And I look forward to seeing you in our next video. But before we go, be sure to stay tuned to this next video where I'm going to share 6 signs that a man is emotionally investing in you. These are absolutely key signals that a man is dropping his walls and that he is opening his heart to you. So if you've got these 4 feelings locked down, then these 6 signs are going to help confirm that you did it right. All right, hope you enjoy, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. We're going to be unpacking 6 foolproof signs that a man is opening his heart to you, that he's catching feelings for you, that he's falling in love with you. And we're going to do these in order, kind of from the early stages of getting to know somebody through till the moment where things become very real.